Hi, I'm Peter Nixon with another tactic to help manage your stress and conflict in this COVID era where everyone is stressed. Everyone's scratched the surface and conflict erupts everywhere in the world. Very difficult. So it's so important that we have these tactics available as and when we need them. Tactic number 28 is, as I read it off the card, and again, if you want this card, send us your address when you register for our online courses and we'll send them to you. Number 28 is to replace your anger with diplomacy. Replace your anger with diplomacy. So let me give another example. Again, stepped in as a mediator for a service provider. The complainant was basically complaining that their expectations were not being met, but their expectations were clearly misaligned with the reality of the service that they had signed up for. And due to a number of factors outside of everyone's control, the complainant situation got worse. And they became very hostile and tried to cause havoc for all of the other service recipients. But the service provider very diplomatically managed to ask others to speak to the complainant. It didn't work, but they kept a very diplomatic tone, again, to make sure that they were managing the reputational risk, and then asked me to step in and speak to the complainant, which I did. Listened for a very long time, wrote down some 40 points of their complaints, passed all of those points on to the service provider. And in the end, the complainant was silenced because they basically wanted to be heard. They diplomatically had a grudge and wanted to be heard. But once they were heard and stopped arguing and complaining, all of the other service recipients were very, very happy and very, very glad that the troublemaker had been removed from the context of this particular service situation. So the heart of this one was diplomacy. Treating people diplomatically can really help. It's not just about being polite. It's also about listening and properly writing down all the complaints, making sure that they're fully fed back to the other side. Options are explored, solutions are proposed, and then shuttled back and forth between the complainant and the service provider until something works out. That's really the role of a diplomat. They do it between countries. In this case, I was doing it between a company and a service recipient. Try it out. Important. Manage your stress, manage your conflict. We're not going to be through this COVID situation for a long time. So keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. I'm Peter Nixon for PDI Online. Check out our other tactics at pdionline.thinkific.com. And if you want, send your address and we'll post you copies of our handy little pocket cards so you can bring these tactics into your next meeting at work, at home, or in the community.